Here we go. You're not going to believe this. A massive emergency response is underway after this bridge in Baltimore collapsed earlier this morning.
As you're waking up and learning this just doesn't happen.
This typically does not happen, but let me know your thoughts. I'm going to be sharing with you the video footage here in just a second. Do you think there's potential foul play that could be underway here? Now, we do not know. This has not been confirmed. They're saying that the boat lost power. Investigations are underway. Take a look at the latest headlines coming out. Baltimore's Key Bridge collapses due to a ship strike. Crews search the water for multiple people. Baltimore Key Bridge collapses. Rescuers search for people in the water. A major bridge in Baltimore collapsed after being hit by a freighter at 1:30 a.m. Tuesday, sending at least 8 people from a construction crew into the water into the large section of the bridge that crashed into the Patapsco River. The container ship, traveling at a relatively rapid speed at about 8 knots, lost power in the moments before it struck the bridge, Maryland Governor Wes Moore said at a news conference. And here's the latest coming out on X. This from Governor Tim Walz. Heart-wrenching news out of Maryland this morning. As we pray for the people of Maryland, we're offering resources that they may need to grapple with this tragedy. Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says we are closely monitoring this tragic situation unfolding as a result of the container ship colliding with the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. Our thoughts are with the families of the missing and the injured. And also, as I mentioned, they're investigating this. Currently, no signs of foul play, but we will see. I will update you as more information comes out. And Secretary Pete Buttigieg says, I've spoken with the Governor Moore and Mayor Scott to offer USDOT support following the vessel strike and the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Rescue efforts remain underway, and drivers in the Baltimore area should follow local responder guidance on detours and response. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you the video footage and the latest updates, and they're saying there are major implications as a result of this. Not only do our thoughts and prayers go out to the families that are impacted by this, but also they're saying that the supply chains will be disrupted. This is a major pathway for ships. They're saying there's Amazon distribution centers, an assortment of different things that are going to be hit as a result of this, but we will see. I will keep you up to date on everything. Let's go ahead and take a look at the video footage and the updates so that way you can know exactly what's going on and see it for yourself. But before we do me a quick favor, hit that like button for me. Just takes a second, just shares this out so more people can see it. Hit subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. Why not? And with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in.
Here we go. You're not going to believe this. A massive emergency response is underway after this bridge in Baltimore collapsed earlier this morning.
Did you see that? Stunning. The entire span of the Francis Scott Key Bridge came crashing down into the river after a container ship rammed a support beam, as you can see in the left-hand part of the screen.
So firefighters say as many as 20 people are in the water, and it's being described as a mass casualty event, Kaylee.
And we're awaiting a press conference that's expected to begin at 6:15 a.m. We'll take you there live when it happens. Now let's go to Griff Jenkins, who's live on the scene. Griff.
Yeah, good morning, guys. And you can't overstate how significant of a collapse this was. We're learning the details from overnight around 1:30 a.m. That's when this Singapore flag cargo ship hit one of the major beams and collapsed that entire span. The video just stunning. And we are learning this is being treated as a mass casualty event. And there are rescue teams in the water. We've got helicopters above. Where we're standing is on the north side of where the Francis Scott Key Bridge was. I'm just going to show you, this is as close as we can get, but if Sanford, you'll just push down this road here, this is where the emergency vehicles have been racing down this road, but the bridge where it existed was just down there. The mass casualty event, the numbers they gave us were 20 people as we watch more of the maintenance crews and folks going down this road trying to get to the north side. But this is one of the major shipping areas, if not the major shipping area, the Patapsco River, where the Chesapeake Bay meets the Patapsco River and brings you into Baltimore Harbor. So effectively, not only is traffic and commuters on the major 695 highway here going south to north into Baltimore stopped, but also the shipping lanes. This is one of the major commerce shipping lanes of the country coming into Baltimore Harbor. Those shipping lanes lanes. Sea from the Chesapeake Bay has been effectively halted as you've got this federal and local response happening right now. We're hoping for any update in a press conference here within the hour, but this is an event that has absolutely brought this city and this commerce area to a halt as they try and rescue the people. Now, we're talking to sources here. Just where we're standing is basically the parking lot of the Maryland Transportation Authority that services this major thoroughfare and bridge, and it is very routine on any given night that in the overnight hours, that's when they would do maintenance. So not only could it possibly be the cars that might have been on the bridge at that time, but also some routine maintenance workers that may have been working on that bridge. And obviously the span you see in that video is a significant one. This bridge is gone, and we do not know ultimately whether the number is larger than 20 of the people that may be in that water. But if you are in the car and you just look at the height, 100 plus feet of the fall, it's plunging into very cold water. Even surviving the plunge would be questionable. And on top of that, it's cold out here. And the folks out here, it's in the 30s. That water is in the mid 40s. And so you've got a hypothermia concern right now. And of course, as we look at the helicopters up in the sky, there are 4 helicopters hovering above. Some may be news crews, others the emergency response. They can't see much because the sun is not yet up. But one thing is clear, and that is no traffic by sea or land is coming through this thoroughfare right now as the crews are working as fast as they can to try and rescue people, and the number of people in that water unknown. One thing to put into perspective is you're waking up and learning this just doesn't happen. Large container ships don't hit major parts of bridges and collapse them like this because it is a routine every day, 24 hours a day. You've got these shipping containers coming in. They know where to go. It's unclear. A lot of questions of why this ship would have hit that column to bring the span of that bridge down. We're trying to learn more about that as well. But right now, it's all eyes on the rescue mission. Governor Wes Moore of Maryland putting out a statement just within the hour declaring a state of emergency, saying that he's praying for the people and applauding the first responders that are on site right behind me, some 500 to 1,000 yards down behind me here, trying to save lives and also to try and bring into perspective exactly what has happened, guys.
That's right.
Yeah. Go ahead, Steve.
I was going to say, so Griff, you set the scene perfectly. There's that live stream video of the port, so we get to see how many cars are on the bridge before the ship inexplicably drives into the support column. And there are, I read, at least 7 cars, and there was at least 1 tractor trailer, but also at the same time, and you mentioned this, routine maintenance going on. Actually, there were 20 guys there apparently pouring concrete, according to the Daily Mail. And to your point, the fall is 180 feet from the top of the roadway at the apex of the bridge into the water. And as a surfer, you know that cold water is important. And I just looked, the National Data Buoy Center shows the water temperature as of an hour ago at 49 degrees and the air temperature at 41. And you're right. Now they got to worry about hypothermia if anybody is still alive in that water.
And, Steve, one thing that's worth pointing out, being from, this area, and, this is, people think, wow, 1:30 in the morning, there must not have been many people there. But there were a lot of people, the construction workers. But also, this is a major shipping area, moving all of our products, from south of Washington up the northeast corridor. This is the main northeast corridor. So not only do you have the shipping containers coming worldwide, delivering many of the products you buy at the stores, grocery store, and other things coming here. You've got the Amazon distribution center as well as several other parts of the Baltimore Harbor here. You have shut down effectively one of the major commerce points in the Northeast, and there would have been a lot of people moving at any given hour of the day along that bridge. And that is why people are starting to realize just how significant of an event this has become. But going back to what you were talking about in the conditions, it's very, very difficult to survive in these hypothermia conditions, to be in that water. And fortunately, the weather is, as Janice was pointing out in first, pretty calm here. It's not windy. There's no storms right now, but it is a major river, the Patapsco River, that comes into Baltimore Harbor. The Chesapeake Bay is out over here to my right, Baltimore Harbor over here to my left, and all of the currents go in that way. And so you've got dive teams that will be limited with the amount of exposure they can take from the elements, trying to find people, along with the difficulty of navigating this thoroughfare and the damage to the bridge. It wasn't just a piece of the bridge, an entire massive span of that bridge has collapsed here, and that is going to make even navigating just the river area through this passage very difficult. That's why they've effectively halted all shipping traffic, as well as obviously all highway traffic through this area.
Griff, before we let you go, I know they keep you kind of far back. We're about to talk about the search and rescue. Have you been able to see anything? Have you been able to see the divers go into the water? Have you been able to see any trucks? Can you see any vehicles?
We've seen, as you can look down here, I'll give you one more look, Brian. You're looking down. This is as close as we can get, and you can see crews and emergency personnel going down this bridge. But if we were to take this camera and keep walking southbound where that car just went down that road and go down there, you would get to where it collapsed. Now, we have not seen, I can't see the ship. I can't get close enough to the water. This is as far as they would let us go. And we talked our way into here. We're learning that some media is actually being held back from where we are, so we're as close as we can possibly get. But when you go down this road, you would see essentially where that span of bridge has collapsed on the north, closer to the northern side than the south side, and we're on the north side of this right here where we're standing.
Joe.
Brian?
Okay, thanks so much.
Yeah, go gather some more information, Griff. Great reporting so far this morning.
We got a statement from the shipping container company. We are closely following the investigation conducted by authorities, Synergy, and we will do our utmost to keep our customers informed.
So there you have it. Let me know your thoughts. And again, as more information comes out, I'll be sure to share. Now, in addition to that, one of the major things that's going on is the crisis at the border. And what they're saying is an invasion of immigrants coming into the U.S. And there's concerns about potential attacks here in the U.S. We've received warnings from the FBI. Now, to get more information and to actually see the invasions that have been taking place, check out these videos right here next as I cover them in detail for you. And like I said, as more comes out, I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel. But that is the latest. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.